I am recording, so y'all need to be quiet. I forgot what I was pulling up. There we go. This is my information sheet. I do this for several reasons. Let you know that you're in the right class for one thing, and another reason I do it is because a long time ago I used to hand out index cards and have everybody put 5 things down about themselves, and then we would mix them up and pass them around and try to guess who it was. But I quit doing that because it got too complicated for students. So each semester it gets more and more complicated for students to do things. So I don't know why that is, but I just quit doing it. And but I did keep doing this because one of the things you will find out about me, as far as word of mouth or ratemyprofessor.com, or just in general hearing it from a previous student, is that I try to make a comfortable environment. Now, I realize that some of y'all are still in high school, okay? And you're going to do everything you can to make this environment uncomfortable, okay? Because some of y'all talking amongst yourselves, and that ain't going to cut it. First time I'll fire out a warning shot. I'll say, okay, I'm talking, that means, and the second time I'll embarrass you. And the third time I'll call security on you. And that's true with anything in my classroom, okay? I don't put up with it. But on the other side, I can be fun, all right? I go on with all kinds of foolishness. But as soon as I start talking about math, that's when everything turns into professionalism, all right? So if you can't be professional, if you want to go back to West Side, or I pick on West Side because I'm a graduate from there. If you want to go back to West Side and sit over there, you can go. I'll have security do that for you. Okay? They'll drive you over there and everything. I'm not going to put up with it here. And we'll go through that with the class courtesies. I used to send that out too, but I quit sending it out. Anyway, this is a little bit about me, and the reason I do that is because I think the first thing about a comfortable environment in a academic environment or a learning environment is for the classroom to be comfortable. And have you ever been in a class in college where you've sat in the classroom for 2 weeks and you have no earthly idea what the teacher's name is? Or they haven't put anything on the board about themselves? Well, if you haven't had that teacher yet, you will. Okay? There's some teachers that don't want you to know their information. They don't want you to know their email address. They don't want you to know their phone number. Okay? So just warning you a little bit. If you haven't had those teachers, you will. There's my cell number. I put it up there for a reason. And you don't have to tell me that your cat died and you got to take the dog to the vet and all this crap. I don't need to know all that, okay? But if there is something really going on, like it's going to knock you out of class for 2 weeks, then I need to know about it. Because I have to do the attendance. I don't think that's stupid in college, but I have to do it. And you need to let me know if you're going on a trip for 2 weeks, if you're going to the hospital for 2 weeks, or something a long period of time, because I take attendance every day. I have to. And the reason I tell you to let me know is because if you have more than 2 absences, then you're going to get a nasty email from one of the bureaucrats over in the library saying that you need to attend class, and if you don't attend class, you need to let your instructor know. Okay? And that's not from me, okay? Everybody put that down. It is not from me. I don't want to say I could care less if you attend class or not, but for those people that make the classroom uncomfortable, I don't want you in here, period. So stay at home and find a cure for cancer, okay? My email, that's my second best avenue of communication is email. And I would suggest that you use the hmcclure@tctc.edu. All my emails come to my phone, so it really doesn't matter which one you use. but that's the one that, all of the correspondence through students usually come through that one. My office is AC211. I'm hardly ever there because I'm usually stuck in the classroom, and I usually sit in here and do videos. People send homework problems to me, and I'll show you how to do that. And while I've got the system on and recording, I might as well go ahead and knock some stuff out as far as homework questions to students. I do videos on each question, and then I post it for the whole class, and then I send it to the student via email. So, and they're on YouTube also. All right. And just a little bit about me. I don't go through all that because that's for you to read if you want to. There is a couple of questions on your test that come from this sheet, so I would highly suggest that you read it. A lot of people say, I got one guy in my evaluations, and now that I do read my evaluations because they actually let us see them now, he said that I'm full of myself because I put questions about myself on the test. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, like I told that class, about 3 semesters ago, we got a directive from above us that says that we have to institute some way of assessing whether our students are reading our handouts and our syllabi. And that's where it came from. So I picked 2 or 3 questions off my handouts, and I picked 3 or 4 questions off the syllabus, and I put them on the test. A lot of people call them what? Those questions. What do you think those questions are called? Extra credit. Bonus questions. Yeah. Not questions that I'm making myself feel good or whatever. And I tell you, like I tell every class, that is not, I don't want to put them on there. Usually I put Andy Griffith questions for bonus questions. But, I'm full of myself, so I have to put questions about my test and my background. I put that because I'm full of myself. Anyway, so a lot of your teachers may do it a different way. I know one teacher that gives pop quizzes, and the pop quizzes are not only an attendance per week, but they're also doing the direct, and some don't even do it at all. So I don't know what's the deal. If I didn't do it, I'd get fired. So, but that's why, and there's a question in the yellow up here, and there's a question, where is it? Down in here somewhere. Right in there somewhere. Okay, so I don't want you to say, I didn't know. Any questions on that? It's a little bit about me. All right, the syllabus. Those of you that did read your email, I sent out the syllabus, and I sent it out like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm going to send you some more handouts, but I'll be honest with you, I actually thought classes started next week. So I just got back from New York. I took my son up to New York on a train ride, and I came back, and I'm thinking, all right, I got a whole week to get ready for class, and one of my students emailed me and said, I will be in class Wednesday. I guess I'll see you Wednesday. And I was like, you mean next Wednesday, don't you? No, this Wednesday. And I looked at my calendar, and sure enough, today is class. So I'm a little bit behind on sending my emails out. So y'all just deal with it, okay? All right, let me go to the syllabus. There it is. Now, some of y'all might have said, well, he's a smart ass. No, I'm not a smart ass, okay? I'm sarcastic. I'm very sarcastic. Some of you might have picked that up in your emails that I sent, that I have to send out one at a time. Okay? I don't have to send that out because of technology. I have to do that because, like I said, some of y'all just can't handle it. And some of y'all turn into Hammy, and y'all know Hammy the squirrel? Okay, y'all not going to talk to me. But anyway, some of y'all just start bouncing off the walls if I send more than one handout out. So I'm going to try to send them out gradually. Some of you might have picked up on the sarcasm in this email. It says, these are all the syllabi for my classes I'm teaching this semester. Do not print all of the syllabi. Now, why do you think I had to put that? Because I've had students print every single one of them out in brain class. Okay? So I had to put that in there so you would know that you only need to print one syllabi out. And that one is the one that says your class. And your class is Math 120. So you click on that guy right there, and that's your syllabus. Now you'll get a couple of questions from this one. I got about 10 questions that I ask on every single unit test. So if I give you 20, 25 questions, 30 questions, that's 3 to 4 points apiece. There's 10 questions. If you make below a 40 in my class, don't tell anybody. Because what are you doing? You're hanging a sign around your neck that says you're challenged. Because everybody should make a 40 or above on my test. Everybody get that? So if you don't make above a 40 on my test, don't tell anybody. Say, I made a 56. Don't say I made a 3. Because then you're hanging a sign around your neck that says I'm an idiot. And all of my classes are like that. So if you walk up to somebody and say, I'm in his college algebra class and I made a 3 on his first test, then you need to back away from that person because stupid is fixing to get all over you. Okay? I'm sorry, but if I offend anybody, I really don't care. All right. So here it is. It's got all this stuff on it that you need to read. The only thing I think is important is anything above this. I mean, anything right through here, that's important. Now, it does say use a TI 83 or 84, and I agree with that 100%. But I do not agree with you taking the square root of 25 on your calculator, okay? I think everybody should be able to do certain things on the calculator, but in this class, we will use the calculator to cut out a lot of tedious math, okay? And when we get there, I will tell you, okay, you need to get your calculators out because I'm not going to show you. I'll show you how to use this formula, but it's a pain in the rear to use it by hand. Because there's a couple of formulas that actually take 5 minutes to do all the math. I mean, not 5 minutes, but maybe a minute and a half. I mean, it takes a while to plug everything in and to do all the little operations on the calculator when you can do all of it at one time. So, out of all my classes, this class and my 103 probably are the two classes that I tell you when to get out the calculator and you need to use it. Okay, so if I don't tell you to get out a calculator, that means you don't need it. And if you're having trouble, then that means you need to brush up on some classes. And I can do that for you too, because I have classes online now that'll help you brush up on some stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, so make sure you get your TI 83. If you go to Wabbit, yes, Wabbit, like Rascally Wabbit, 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 EMU, yeah. And if you got an Android phone, you can download the TI 83 on the phone. Now, something was wrong with it last semester. I don't know what was wrong with it, but I've got a TI 83 on my calculator. On my phone that comes from Wabbit EMU. So I don't know why students couldn't use it last semester, and I tried to use it. I tried to download on mine, and it wouldn't do it. But I already have a calculator on it from Wabbit EMU. So now Apple users, y'all are up here, okay? Us Android people, we're down here. So Wabbit.emu, they won't fool your phone. I don't know why. Maybe it's too sophisticated. I don't know. But us low-lifes, us Android people, you know, we get the advantage of some things that the iPhone people don't get to have. All right. So all these objectives. Objectives is a 25-cent word for bureaucratic bullcrap. All right. So you can read that if you're really that bored at home. You can. It's pretty sad, but those are half the time you can't even understand what they're saying anyway. I wrote a syllabus one time and had to do it in a certain format, and I couldn't use the word learn. I could not use the word learn in the syllabus. That's when you know you've gotten into too much bureaucracy. And I hate bureaucracy. I hate bureaucrats and I hate bureaucracy. Grading scale. This is pretty simple. It's the way it should be. Not all this 93.5 to 98 and all this bullcrap. It should be 90 to 100, 80 to 89, 70 to 79, 60 to 69, and then you live in the ditch. Okay? Now, I do tell people that you're going to live in a ditch, and I tell you you're a loser, and I tell you all this other stuff, and you should quit. It's a joke. I had one student go home and tell their mama that I told them to quit school. United States of Pansies. Everybody gets a trophy. Anyway, that's a test question right there, I think. If that's not a test question, this is a test question, which I modified. I think this is the test question. Unit test, 60, homework, 20, exam, 20. So write that down, 60, 20, 20. Now, the question asks, what are the weights in Huberts' class? 60, 20, 20, Donald Duck, water, and 30, 30, 30. This is the second most missed question of the bonus questions. Why do people pick 30, 30, 30? There's one reason you don't pick 30, 30, 30. Why? Thank you. People pick it. You see why now you shouldn't say if you made below a 40? So you might want to write that down. That's the test question. As you can see, I'm full of myself. It's got all Hubert on now. It's 60, 20, 20. And you'll see that on another question, on another handout that I'm fixing to pull up. You haven't got, these are the only two handouts that you've received, because there was only 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I figured I'd just send you 2 handouts. All right? I'm going to show you the other handouts that you may be receiving in the future, I hope. I got to do my locator card today or I'm going to get fussed at. And that's my department head, all that needs it. Here we go. Let me just find handouts from last semester. Well, maybe I need to call it handouts. There we go. Here are things you will be graded on. There's a couple of questions that come out of this one. Notice it says Hubert McClure all over it. Okay. Here are some things you'll be graded on for this semester. Homework is via Course Compass WebAssign. Now, some of you don't have any idea what WebAssign is. You're not in calculus, okay? WebAssign is for calculus students. I wish it was Course Compass. I'm sorry, not Course Compass. I'm sorry. Put MyLabs Plus. Course Compass and MyLabs Plus is the same thing. Course Compass, students enroll themselves. MyLabs Plus, Tri-County Tech enrolls you into the class. That's the difference between the two. Homework is online. Now, I need to tell you this because in fact, I might need to make a test question out of it. If you don't do homework assignments at the end of the semester, what does it turn into? A 0. I have all these students at the end of the semester. My grade dropped. My grade dropped 10 points or 5 points. I said, well, did you do all the homework? No. Well, what happens to homework if you don't do it? What does it turn into? Does it turn into 100? No, it turns into 0. people say they couldn't be a teacher, I'm starting to agree with them. Okay, every semester. I mean, it's like they are giving students dumb pills in high school. I mean, I'm not talking about subject matter. I'm talking about just what? Thank you. Common freaking sense. Oh, I had one. This is a test question. On MyLabs Plus, there is a button called Gradebook. What do you think Gradebook does? At the end of the semester, I get emails. This is no joke. How do I find my grade for the semester? Do they get a reply? Nope. Now, let me explain something to you, okay? I gotta tell this. Look at this chair. I gotta explain something to you. If you don't receive an email back from me, there's two reasons. One, I've already covered that information. Or two, I'll cover it for you in class, okay, or at class, because it's not a big deal. One of the things, I don't see anybody in here that I recognize. Has anybody had me before? I don't think so, because I'm pretty good with faces. I suck with names, though. Has anybody ever heard of me before as far as classes? What have you heard? Okay. Well, thank you. Anybody else ever heard anything? The reason I'm asking is, one of the things, I'm very fair and I'm pretty laid back. I realize that you have kids. I realize that you have brothers and sisters that are like 5 years old. I realize you have daycare to pick them up from. I realize you may have a job, all right? This is called Tri-County Tech. It's called a community campus. It's called a community college. That means people have lives, okay? You're not living in a closet somewhere with bunk beds studying 18 hours a day on 19 hours of classes, okay? And you didn't make a 2100 on the SAT score like me. Well, I think 1800 is high as you can go, I think. Or I don't even know. Do they use the SAT anymore or the ACT? Okay. The point is, let's see, I guess I'm going to piss somebody off when I say this. You're normal people, okay? So you have lives. What does that mean? Well, I realize that you have things that you need to do. So if you send me an email and you're spazzing, don't spaz in my class. That irritates me, all right? Just Hammy the squirrel bouncing all over the place. You don't need to do that, all right? Let's say that you're taking one of my tests online, and lightning strikes your house, and a flood comes through and knocks your house down, and you make it to class Monday, but your test didn't go through. Should you be spazzing? No, I'll take care of it, all right? Now, does that mean you have a blank check in this class? No. It means that you need to use those things wisely, all right? Don't be, trying to take a class. Don't be trying to take a test when you're half drunk on Thursday night and you got 5 kids running around and, there's a thunderstorm outside. Don't be trying to take the test online. It's called common sense. So, if you send me an email and you're spazzing out and all this other stuff, I'm not going to answer it, okay? Because I'll take care of it next class. The only time that I'll respond to an email is if it's the last week of class, which I don't like to get emails from the last week of class because y'all ask stupid questions at the last week of class or last day's final. Like, how do I know my grade? I won't answer that. I won't answer questions like, I'm spazzing out because I took the test and it says incomplete. We'll take care of it next class. All right? I won't. If it's not important to me, then I'll take care of it in the next class. All right? If it is important to me, like you're deathly sick or something happened to you in your family, a tragedy or something, I'll send an email to let you know that I got it. I'll say, hope things work out, something short and sweet. All right? If it's important, if I think it's important, I'll send you an email back. If I don't send you an email back or a text back, then chances are we'll take care of it next class. And the reason I do that is because if you tell me to do something via text or email, I'm a guy. What am I going to do? I'm going to forget it, okay? Or I'm not going to do it, one of the two. So you need to see me face to face, so after class or before class, we can do it right here, person to person. You see what I'm saying? That's why I do that. Okay, so anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but just use a little bit of common sense when you're sending emails to me or text. Okay? Online test. I love this one. There's a test question on there that says, do you take tests online? Yes, we do. And I think the question is, do you take the final online or test online? Yes, Donald Duck, Water, and Cinderella. So the only possible answer is yes. Okay, now, need to read this because I better do this right quick. Hold on. So, these extremely in-class tests, hard in-class tests, we will take. But the online test is where you're, okay? That's where it comes from, all right? So, in-class tests, make sure that you be here for those in-class tests. And I will give you 2 chances to take the test. Sometimes I give you 3. Why do I do that? Oh my gosh. Because y'all, every time y'all take the test, there's lightning bolts outside, there's a flood, a tornado, and I don't know what else happens, but listen, some of y'all could break an anvil with a banana. And I'm not talking about y'all in here, I'm talking about students in general. So I give y'all 2 to 3 times. Now, here's a test question. Course Compass, or MyLabs Plus, will do what? Okay, so if I give you 3 chances, it'll take the highest grade out of 3 chances. It'll drop the lowest 2. If I give you 5 chances, and usually I don't do that, I do that in algebra, because a lot of like factoring, you have to do over and over and over to get it. Usually I give you 5, and my theory behind that, say, well, you're just giving away grades. You're giving 5 chances. No, I'm not. If I give you 30 questions on a test, like a factoring test in algebra, and you refuse to do the homework, after you take the 5th test of 30 questions, how many problems have you done? 150. So what have you done before that last test? You've done homework. Some of y'all are trying to figure that out. Bastard. Yep. You're going to do homework no matter what in my class. Now, if you need to do those extra problems, then that's fine. But in statistics, most of the time, y'all don't get above 3 because statistics is not a practice-driven subject. It's more of a reading and thinking type subject. For algebra, the factoring part of algebra, the finding the common denominator, the adding and subtracting fractions, that's more of a repetitive practice thing over and over and over. So that's why I give more tests in algebra chances, so the people that don't want to do the homework end up doing the homework by the time they take the 5th test. Okay, I will give you 7 to 10 days. Why? Because of your 5-day funerals that y'all have. Okay? You take the 5 dead grandmothers. Y'all have 5 dead grandmothers also. You take the test on your time, not class time, because you got to take the in-class test. All right? Multiple choice and open answer. You can review and print out the test after you've taken it, and I'll show you how to do that in MyLabs Plus. And here's the other test question. 60, 20, 20, right there. There's the other test question. And I'll send these out sometime today. I just haven't got around to it. All right, that's one handout. That's called Things You Will Be Graded On. The other handout, Huberts Class Courtesies. Hubert's number 1 rule, I want you to read that to yourself. I really don't like these metal straws. I really don't like them. But I guess the alcohol don't eat through it as much. Okay, Hubert's number one rule is kind of like the golden rule. Treat those the way you'd want to be treated. Now we're going to talk about this for a minute because some of y'all forget what that means. Let's say that Miss Smith comes up to me after class and she's got a 3-step homework question. There's 3 parts to it. And she comes up to me and she says, Hubert, I can't get past this problem. Can you help me? And I say, okay, tell me what you've done. And she goes through and she starts doing the first step and she gets to the middle step and I start texting on my phone. What is that? Rude. Don Quickly says, rude. Then what's the difference in me texting while she's talking to me and you're texting and I'm talking to you? What's the difference? There is none. Okay? Now, what if I'm up here talking about BS? If I'm talking about BS, you can talk to your neighbor, you can do whatever. If I'm not talking about math, if we're on a homework problem and you're finished with your homework problem and I'm up here playing around doing stuff on here or texting or whatever, then that means you're open. But when does the flag go down? When I start talking, or when I start talking about math, or when I start drawing on the board, or whatever the case may be. That's when the flag drops. Now, what if you get a cell phone message from daycare, job, mama, daddy, brother, sister, wife, husband, boyfriend, whatever, this emergency? You do what anybody else do. You get up and you walk outside in the hallway and you answer. Or you hit the send button so they'll know that you answered and walk out there. Or you text them back and say, I'll call you back in just a second. All right? You go out there and you do it. If you get up and go out to the hallway, that tells me that you've got something you need to take care of. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to do anything. It's just polite. It's courteous. Now, my daughter is going to the College of Charleston, so I doubt I'll be hearing from her too much. But my son goes to McAleese, and for those of you that don't know what McAleese is, it's elementary school out here. I'm sorry, it's called McAleese. For years, McAleese School was an old 2-story, and the man that started McAleese School, his name was Henry McAleese. He pronounced his name McAleese. McAleese. All right? But that's not good enough for the people that's moved out here, and they don't call it McAleese. That sounds too redneck. You have to say McAleese. So anyway, McAleese, he goes to McAleese School, and if I see McAleese pop up, then I know my son has tried to grab the security guard's gun, or he's done something he's not supposed to, or he's sick or something. My mother calls, same thing. So if you see me walk out and I say, excuse me, I've got to take this, that's because my mother, I give her my schedule, but she don't listen. She don't pay attention to it. She just calls whenever she wants to. But my mother and my son, and that's the same thing with you. If y'all walk out, all I ask you to do is be courteous. Okay? The first time, I'll send out a warning shot. I'll say, I thought I told everybody if they needed to text, do it outside. Second time I see you doing it, I'll embarrass you. I'll call you out and say, if you need to do that, you need to go outside and do it. You can't follow simple directions. Third time, I'm just going to ask you to leave and I'll get security to escort you out. Okay? So that takes care of number 1, 2, and 3. And if your phone goes off, it's no big deal to me. I keep on going. I don't, does anybody put up the little sign with the no cell phone in it? Y'all seen those in here? There it is. I told the person, whenever you do that, that ain't going to do nothing. It's going to piss people off. Because saying that you don't have a cell phone is very hypocritical these days because everybody has one. And it goes off. And nobody goes into hammy mode when it goes off. So these people, they just need to get a life. All right. This is not an online class. But I do everything online because that leaves me all the time in the classroom to do what? To teach. What a concept that I teach the whole time. Now a lot of you are saying, what do you mean? Well, if I give you a test, that takes up a class period. Because I'm not going to teach you 30 minutes of a new section. I'm going to let you go. All right? So that takes up a class period. If I give you the test back, being a good teacher, I should what? Go over it. That takes up another class. There's 4 units. 4 times 2 is what? That's 8 days that I could be what? Teaching. Now, a lot of people will tell you I don't have many office hours. There's 2 reasons for that. One is I go over the material very well. 2, my office hours are in my classroom because y'all send me questions and I go over them in class. And guess what? If you have that question, if you have a question, then chances are there's 3 or 4 people in here that have that same question. So I killed 2 birds with 1 stone with the online test. What about the online homework? Well, you ever had one of those classes where the math teacher goes through and checks your homework to see if you copied all the answers right in the back of the book? I'm sorry, see if you've done your homework? You ever had one of those? It takes about 15 minutes out of every class. 15 minutes times 2 is 30 minutes. 30 times 14, I worked it out, it came out to be like 2.5 classes, 3 classes. So you take 8 classes of tests, 3 classes of homework, and that equals 11 days that I could be what? I could be teaching. So that's why I don't have very many office hours, and I don't have very many students flunk my class. All right? Attendance policy. We have to have an attendance policy because of the people. You ever remember people telling you can't chew gum at school? And the reason you can't chew gum at school is because there was this one student that stuck his bubble gum up under the desk. Well, that's an old story, but there's 3 things in life that you need to live by. This is Hubertism 101. 1, nothing is what? Free. Nothing is free. Somebody has to pay for it. 2, I forgot. I hate it when I do that. The other one is, I'll come back to it in a minute. Dang, I hate when I do that. I guess that's the first sign of old age or too much alcohol, one of the 2. This is tea, all right? Long Island. The whole point is, I can't remember. Oh, the second thing is there's always one. What does that mean? There's always one person in any group that you go into, whether it's career or academia, that's going to mess it up for everybody. There's always one. And the third thing is you never answer 2 questions. Does this make me look fat? And will you remarry if I die? You don't answer those 3 questions. All right? All right. Or those 2 questions. All right. Attendance policy. The reason we have this is because we've had people that get financial aid and they try to milk the system. So the federal government has locked down on 1/2 of 1% of the population. They're really cracking down on these criminals. 1/2 of 1%. So the 1/2 of 1% has dictated that we have to have mandatory attendance. So I'm glad the federal government is really cracking down on these hardened criminals. What they do is they attend class, they get their check, and then they vamoose. And they don't get prosecuted because the federal government's not going to prosecute. So they do it as many times as they want to. They go from college to college, putting in for financial aid. Again, you're talking out of 30 people, maybe a half a person. Or 100 people, 1/2 of a person. If you work, you pass. If you're lazy, you flunk. If you ever meet somebody that's flunked my class, like I say, you might want to move away from them because you might get stupid all over you or lazy all over you because it's very difficult to fail my class. And when I mean fail, I mean make below a 50. Okay? It's very difficult. I generalize when I speak of students. Please make a note of that. Okay? I'm not, that girl that sits on the 3rd row on the right side of the class, I don't know if anybody's over here, so I can't see. 3rd row, there is one. I'm sorry. Anyway, I didn't see you. I'm going to pick on her today because I don't like her. First of all, you don't pick on people you don't like. You pick on people what? That you like. So if I don't pick on you, that means you're going to fail this class. And you're going to live in a ditch. All right, all this other stuff is, yeah, y'all read it if you want to when you get the handout. But I covered this because of that number one rule. I just want to be treated like you would. I want you to treat me like I'm going to treat you, with respect and being courteous and professional. I try to be. All right? And you can go to ratemyprofessor.com, and I'm pretty sure, I'm confident, I don't want to hear what people have put, because it's kind of like hearing yourself on a recording or seeing yourself on video. You don't like to do it. I don't like to hear what people have put, but I'm confident in my class because I treat students very well. And the only ones I don't treat well are the ones that are lazy and the ones that don't follow my directions. That's the ones that I have a problem with. Capiche? There's some test questions on there. Make sure you know. I'm going to pull up. Let's see if I got the outlines on this one. I don't think I do. Let's see if I do. That's the syllabus. I don't see the outlines. Let me see if I got the outline. Those of you that's got a calendar, go ahead and get your calendar out. Because I want you to get a calendar out, because we're going to talk about something here. It's a real hard concept. It's called planning. I don't think. I'm still trying to find something. Maybe it. Let's see if it has it on the back of this. Nope. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the dates. If you ever need to find dates at Tri-County Tech, you go to the academic calendar. Where's the academic calendar? It's under the messenger, and go in the middle of the page. It says academic calendar. Here is the academic calendar. Today is August 17th. You need to write down some of these dates. If it says session A, that's you. That means 14 weeks. So the last day to drop a class for session A is August 23rd. This is for last semester. That's incomplete grades. So you go down to session A, session A, session A. Don't see session A, so that means we don't have anything. So you go over to the next column. Fall break, October 17th, Monday. Spring registration opens for currently enrolled students. This is what I call pre-advising. You've got 4 weeks to get registered or to be unlocked for spring semester. 80% of you will abide by this, but there's a 20% that comes up to me. You know, I'm in New York with my son. I thought it was awful up there. If you think it's cooler in New York than it is in South Carolina, it's not. Okay? It's the humidity is just as thick up there as it is down here. So I'm going in May or June next. I'm not going in August. It was unbearably hot and humid. But anyway, I'm going to the Statue of Liberty with my son on the boat, and I get a phone call. Hey, this is so-and-so, so-and-so. I was wondering if I could come by your office and get registered. Click. Why did I hang up? 2 reasons. One, I'm on vacation. The whole campus is on vacation. Okay? Second, when are you supposed to take care of registration? During pre-advising. So I want everybody to write down October 18th. If you're going to attend next semester, that's the day you go by and see your advisor. You sign up, or you go through Starfish and sign up through the Starfish, which they have each advisor has their calendar on Starfish, and you go in and sign up for a time. That's when you start, October 18th. And it lasts for 4 weeks. Session A, Session A. Last day to withdraw from classes. When is that? Write that down. October 18th. Thanksgiving holidays. 23rd and 25th. Oh my gosh, look at that. Last day of class for A. What the heck is J? Anybody know what J is? Thursday, October 11th through, I don't know what J is. I've never seen J before. All right, this is a test question. Last day of class for Session A is November 29th. Exams, another test question for Session A is November 30th through December 6th. That's my birthday. Everybody bring me a present. Okay? Those are 2 test questions right there. So right now I'm thinking about 6 or 8 questions right now that I've gone over. Now, how many units do we have in this class? 4. All math classes pretty much have 4. That's what we're trying to get to. All right, because 4 units is about all you can cover in 14 weeks. So I want y'all to think about that for a minute. 14 weeks divided by 4 comes out about what, 2.5 weeks? So I want everybody right now to start from today and count 2.5 weeks and put test 1. 2.5 weeks, test 2. 2.5 weeks, test 3. 2.5 weeks, test 4. I want everybody to do that in a calendar right now. Now, it's tentative. Tentative means more than likely I won't be on that schedule. But anyway, you need to prepare for that schedule. Now, is this something you need to do for every class? Yes. You count the number of units in your syllabus, and I've told you it's 4, and you divide 14 weeks by 4 or however many units, and you put that in your calendar, and that's the tentative dates for your test. So you won't be walking around asking Hubert what? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? I'll have students asking that next week. I haven't even covered the first math problem, and I got these hammies coming. What's the test do? When's homework due? When's homework due? When's homework due? They gonna get a response? No, I'm gonna look at them like they're a nut. So don't ask me that, okay? When will you find out if you have a test? Usually I announce it while I'm putting the termination date on the homework in class on this projector. So everybody will see the date that I put down for the termination of the homework. And then right after I do that, I'm gonna say, okay, so the homework shuts down on this date, blah, blah, blah. So that means I need to start the test on this day, and it'll last to this day. And I do this during class on the projector here. I do that, why? So everybody will see it, and it'll be on the videos. Oh yeah, let's talk about the videos. The videos that everybody asks for, and once you start doing, nobody watches. Yeah, that's very true. For years, I got, you need to video your classes. You need to video your classes. You need to video your classes. So I started doing it. I think I'm one of the only teachers on any campus at Pendleton that does the video. Okay? I do not video y'all. This is not a camera. Okay? This is just a speaker and I really don't know what it is. I think it's a speaker and a microphone. It's a BA speaker and a BA microphone, but I don't know what exactly it does. But anyway, they wanted me to try it out, so I'm trying it out. Now, I tried it out Tuesday, and for some reason it's picking up a lot of background noise in this room, so I don't know how it's going to do. I tried to record several times on it, and then they put this in here today, and I think this will fit around my head, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to adjust it to fit around my BA neck, but I think I could wear it as a headband. Anyway, they put it in here, and they didn't put it in the charger correctly, so for 24 hours it hadn't charged. Now it's charging. I guess the green light means it's charged, so I'm going to keep it in here, and I'm going to use it for the next class. But It's got a microphone in there. I'm going to try to use this, and maybe the background noise won't come through as bad. So this first video that I post today, it may sound a little noisy. Let me show you where I do the videos. Now your class will have your own video. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. There we go. And let's go to YouTube. Now this is important that you write this down so you don't, where's your YouTube videos? I don't know. You figure it out. Look up my name, Hubert McClure. There's two pictures. There's me in my blue shirt and me in my olive green shirt. Why do I have two? Well, this is classes and this is office hours. Show you what office hours is. It's me doing a problem in my office. So I can't stand to hear myself talk. There we go. And I'll fast forward it so you can see me actually writing. There we go. Students send me homework problems. I do them on the, that's my overhead, Elmo, whatever you call that thing in my office. And I do it. But now I don't even do that. I just sit in my class, and if I get one, I'll do it. I'll sit in here and do it because I got class like 30 minutes or an hour. So I don't pick up. So that's why I spend a lot of my time in the classroom, and I get all the other classes thrown out and get the class put in here so I can sit in here between classes. Okay? So that's what the green shirt is. It's office hours. I've been doing these for like 2 or 3 years. So you can see how, if you go to some of the first ones, you can see how they've really gotten better as far as the quality of the sound and the video. The first one, I think I took a video cam and I stuck it up on an overhead projector, and I kind of rubber banded it, and so it's gotten a whole lot better since then. But it helps. It helps to have these on here, and a lot of your probability and statistics questions are on this office hours too. I don't see one right now, but oh, that's not mine. But anyway, let me go back one. Yeah, it should have more than that. Okay. I don't know why it's got just those 4. Where? Okay, yeah, there we go. There's a chat. This looks like chapter. Yeah, this looks like chapter 6. So you see quite a bit of probability and statistics questions on there. Of course, that's not a problem. That's a calculus question. You can tell by the way that's not a statistics question. You've got a lot of shapes involved. But anyway, that's the office hours is the olive drab. Okay. The blue shirt is the classes. And the way you do that is you go over to, I'm sorry, but am I the only one that sees YouTube changing every 5 days? It's something different. There used to be a library, but I don't know where the library is, or playlist that you could look up, but I can't find it now. Anyway, don't ask me. Here's I'm sorry, here's classes. I guess you just have to go through all of them. But if you want to see Math 120, the closest Math 120 is during the summer, and that's this one right here. So between my classes, and I'll call it Fall Math 120, I'll call it that, and you'll see your today's video. I will put up right after class. I'll put it up, and that way, if you missed something, you can go on here and pick it up. Now, why do I do this? I do it for 2 or 3 reasons. One is I realize that some of y'all can't make it to class every single day, and that's why I do it. 2, I don't like to repeat myself. So if there's something you didn't catch in today's class, what can you do? Go on the video and rewind it, rewind it, rewind it. And 3, it kind of covers me, unless I hit the pause button. It covers me when I rake out students or tell them they're losers or whatever. It protects me. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. In fact, I've got a good record. I've been teaching for 20 years. I started at Tri-County Tech right after I graduated Clemson. And it's pretty much the only job besides the Marines I've ever had, except Walmart. I worked there for 2 years. And in 20 years, I've only had 3 students thrown out of my class. And 2 of them were just social misfits. I mean, they just couldn't. They'd be the people you tell a joke and 15 minutes later they'd laugh. You ever know somebody like that? They were just awkward. And I finally told them, y'all gonna have to leave. It was awful. It was very awkward. Have you ever noticed how one student can do that in the whole class? Make it just as awkward as heck. So everybody keeps their mouth shut, and nobody won't know how awkward you are. Okay? The second one, he had issues with his girlfriend, and he had issues. And I threw him out, and then she wouldn't leave, and that made him go ballistic. I had to call security on him. And the third one was just a couple of semesters ago. And it was a female, believe it or not. And it was she just had issues too. Anyway, the whole point is, I'm very favored. And how many of your classes that you know of at Tri-County Tech record their classes? Anybody? I think there's a science teacher that does. I don't know, but she's not here. I think it's a she. Anybody know of anybody? It does help, especially when you miss class. You miss class for a couple of weeks, or if you're out of town, you can get on YouTube and you pull it up and keep going. It's great. These are the courses that I've started online. The Kickstart courses. Well, these are not the courses, these are the introductions. I've been working on those. We used to have Jumpstart here a long time ago, and since Tri-County Tech said that we don't need it, I decided to put it online, and that's what I did. Anyway, I'll shut up about that. And you can go and, like the first day of class, if you want to see the first day of class, it's on here, Classroom Logistics and My Math. You can read it, okay? My Labs Plus, okay? That's what I'm going to go over tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't need anybody in here. We don't come to class tomorrow. Shut up. All right? Tomorrow means Tuesday, or let's see, Monday. Okay? Tomorrow means Monday. Okay? I don't need somebody. Come to class. Shut up. Them people. You ever met somebody like that? All right. Classroom Logistics. You can click on that, and I guarantee you, the classroom logistics in the summer is very similar to what I just told you today. Okay? Now this class ends at 9:35, right? Okay. 9 what? Are you sure? Okay. You're not lying to me, are you? All right. Well, I'll start take roll in just a few minutes. That doesn't mean be rude and start packing up. That just means I'm calling roll before class is over, okay? I'll tell you when you can go. But see, look, oh my gosh, y'all have already seen that. And that's last semester. We're going back in time. Look at there. Same thing. And I'll turn it on for just a second. Where's the, oh gosh. I wish these dang things would go away. All right, I'm going to turn it on in just a second. Okay, you hear it? It's on there. Okay. I don't turn it up very loud. But and I covered that. And let's see. Let's move forward and let's see what else I covered. Well, that's coming. That's my locator card. I ain't got that together yet. There's the outline. I got to get that to you also. I suck. I know. Look at there. So that's what we just went over. So if you can't pull up today's video, go there and you can find the same material. Okay? So one thing that you're going to find out about me, I take care of all your what? Excuses. So far, I've covered just about everything. You can't say that your grandma died on your test date. You can't say you had 5 flat tires because you can take it 7 days. You can't say that your house got struck by lightning because I give you 3 times to take it. You can't say, I didn't know what went on in class because it's on YouTube. Y'all starting to see the pattern? Can't get in touch with me. That's bull crap. So I think there's only one reason that you would fail my class. Well, 2 reasons. One is that you're non-sentient, and 2 is you're lazy. One of those 2 things. Now, let me cover a little bit about supplies because I had some questions about supplies and I want to cover that and get it on video. 1, do you have to have a book? No, you do not. Why? Because access code is pretty much what you need. The access code gets you into MyLabs Plus. MyLabs Plus has the ebook, which is an online book. So technically everybody in here has a book. So do you have to lug a book to class every day? That is entirely up to you. I will show you how to print out your book by sections. I will show you how to get to the book. That's tomorrow, which is Monday. I will show you how to take tests. I will show you how to do homework. You can steal a book. You can share a book. You can use an old book. You can tear out part of your book at home and bring it to class. I don't care what you bring to class. All right? The access code is the most important thing. Now, let me go ahead and say this. There's going to be some of you, and I want everybody to listen to this, not look out the window. Some of you are going to take 6 weeks to get logged on to MyLabs Plus. Well, chances are you're not going to be able to get in because I've already locked you out. You need to get on MyLabs Plus in the next week. Okay, before Monday, preferably. Now, I'm going to tell you how to do this. Everybody's got free access, 14 days. So by Monday, you need to get on it. Go to Blackboard if it's up. Okay, another thing. I do not use Blackboard. 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 Now, do you have that in your brain?
Yeah.
Do not email me and say, I can't find your assignments on Blackboard. Why do I not use Blackboard? Because it's never up. Okay? Go to Blackboard and click on the MyLabs Plus link. You'll have to go to another MyLabs Plus link. If you're using Firefox, which they suggest you use, then there'll be a little shield up there that you have to go through and hit yes to some kind of question, and it should work. Firefox is what you should use. That's what they tell us. But if you go to MyLabs Plus and you pull up an assignment and it's not there, then switch over to Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, and chances are it should work. There's still some glitches that they still haven't worked out with the different search engines, and I can't help you there. All right? But you need to get logged on as soon as possible. I don't want to hear this crap about I ain't got no money. You got 14 days free trial. Everybody needs to get logged on before Monday. Because I don't want to have all these people coming up to me, oh, the first test is tomorrow. And they go, oh, I ain't logged on yet. Some of y'all are going like, really? Yes. I'll have 3 or 4 people that'll come up here with some kind of excuse that they haven't been able to log on to a website in 3 weeks. So get logged on before Monday. Okay? Book. You do whatever you want to with a book, but I'll show you how to print out section by section. You can bring it in your notebook, and you won't have to lug just one book to school, and that's your notebook. Calculators. Beg, borrow, steal, share, whatever you want to do. But get a TI-83 or a TI-84. You need it in class. You don't need it now. You won't need it until the 3rd chapter. So you got time to get that. Okay? Any other things you want to get, that's up to you. Now, while I pull up the attendance, and some of y'all are packing up prematurely because I got about 5 more minutes. Okay? That's rude. Anybody got any questions for me? Now, this is just class. Monday, I'll go over MyLabs Plus. Okay? So we'll hold those questions till Monday. Anybody got questions for me right now? Yes, sir.
So we don't have to buy a book?
You don't have to buy a book. You can buy the access code at the bookstore. You can buy it online when you log on. it's going to say you have a 14-day trial period that's free. Would you like to buy an access code? It's about $10 to $20 cheaper online than it is in the bookstore. So that's up to you. But the main thing is I want everybody logged on by Monday, whether it's on the free trial period or whether it's on your access code, either one. Anybody else got a question? I saw a hand go up.
Oh, that was mine, but I was just gonna say that you said that that's the best way to do it.
Mhm.
You don't have to use it to use, and then when you log in, even if you don't remember when you turn it over, it'll prompt you and say to use it, and you can buy it.
Ah, thank you for reinforcing that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't usually have students that do that. Thank you. I think I'm gonna faint. All right. It's always interesting to pull up the attendance, see the last names, see if I know anybody. Attendance tracker. This is Math 120. I'm going to give you a homework assignment after I do the attendance, so don't get up and walk out. One, it's rude, and two, I got something to say. Today's Wednesday, right? All right, Bashore.
They sure here.
Bayshore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bolt.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bolt. Who's your daddy?
Brad.
Brad? I know some Bolts, that's why I was asking. Davis. Edwards. Finley. Garcia. Goodson. Goodson. You ever watched The Quick and the Dead? Goodson. I'm Swedish champion. I'm a movie nut. I love movies, okay? I love movies more than I do college football almost. I love college football, but I'm not one of these crazy, oh, you're stupid, you're a Gamecock fan. I ain't one of those people. I graduated from Clemson. I always wanted to go to Georgia, and I live in South Carolina. So I love those three teams, and you got a problem with that, you can leave, all right? Hamilton.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Are y'all kin?
Yes,
Where are you? Well, I don't go sit here and stare at people. Then you think I'm perving. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Hill. Hovey. Jenkins. Jones. Laney. Lindsay. Mahaffey. Martin. Mitchell. Morgano. Did I say that right? Morgano? Morgano? It ain't here. Painter. Where are you? Who's your mother? Elizabeth? Okay. Didn't know. Anyway, Plummer. Reese. Simmons. Stafford. Stone. Oh my Lord. Tarbert? Who's your daddy? Where are you at? Is your daddy Brad? He's a loser. We served in the Marines together. He's a good guy. Tell him I said it. Tell him. No, I ain't gonna say nothing. He's a good guy. He was my buddy in the Marine Corps. He's a good guy. When I saw that name, I said that's got to be Brad's kinfolk, because there ain't no Tarberts. They're all in Clinton. Let's see, Tarbert, Vickery, Vinson, White, Wirtsball, Wirtsball. Sorry, I put an S in there. Wirtsball and Wolf. And everybody's here except for one person. Okay. 1, get logged on. That's priority. 2, figure out your book and your calculator. 3, or 2 or 3, come back Monday. And you got any questions for me, come up here now. Y'all have a good day. Glad y'all got to see me today.